So I've got my pack, and the first thing I like to do is put the things in the outside pockets first. Generally, it's just a little easier. Sometimes, depending on how full your pack is, it's tough to fit things all the way in if it's packed tight and the pockets are really tight. So I'm going to start by putting the things in the front pockets here. I like to have the sunscreen and the compass and the map and all that in my left pocket. Generally keep my snacks here in my right pocket. And then, let's see, I've got my Tyvek sheet for under my tent, so I usually put that in this back pocket here. Doesn't really matter if it gets wet since it's going to be outside on the ground anyway and under the tent. So I put it in there. I won't worry about tightening that up just yet because I may need that space for packing more things in. Now I should have mentioned to loosen up all the side straps and all the straps around the pack to give as much room as possible to pack things in. And once you've packed it a couple of times, you may know exactly how tight those need to be, but it's kind of handy to just keep them open. What else do I have for the outsides? Well, I've certainly got my water. Now I'll put that in. I know I like to have my full one here on this side, or my extra one I should say, and the one I'm going to use for when I fill up, and then the one I drink with, I'll keep on this side, or sometimes I'll actually use the carabiners and clip it to my harness. Okay, well, that's a good reason not to put those in the side to start with. If they're falling out, then wait, do it later. Okay, so then we're going to start by putting things in the best order that we can, but of course filling the space. So sleeping bag generally going on bottom is a good idea. I'll make sure I get it way over to the side and stuff down as far as I can. That way there won't be any creases and any open spaces that aren't getting filled as I start to pack more stuff in there. Now that only filled up one side, so I'll put the tent on the other side, and it's a little long, so I put it up and down. And you know, this is the next thing in line, but I really have a little more space than this would fit, and I definitely want to utilize my space as best as possible. So again, since I kind of decided today that I probably won't need this puffy jacket, I'm going to go ahead and just put it in the bottom. Now it will be one layer lower than what I intended, but you know, it's probably not going to be an issue, and it's a little more important that I get my pack really filled and I have plenty of room in there and it's efficient. So I'm going to do that, make sure everything is down again at the bottom and really filling it all out. Okay, now let's see, I've got quite a lot of room in there. So I'm going to put this on top like that. Actually, that doesn't quite fit, so I'm going to put this one in, and that will make everything level. So I have my sleeping bag, which was about this tall, and then my tent and the other red bag that I put in there, they were a little taller. So when I put them all in, all three on bottom, there was some space on top of my sleeping bag. So now I put this blue bag on top of the sleeping bag flat, and I have a nice flat area to continue to pack with. And that way I won't have, you know, something sitting on top with a big air space underneath one of these things. They're all lined up together. So what I'm going to do is put my puffy in the back part here, up close to where my back will be. And then my food kind of beside and on top of the puffy. So some of my food will fit down beside it, fill that space. Some will stay up on top of it. Oh yeah, and I've got a lot of space in here. I mean, I could definitely get more in this pack if I needed to. So that's good. it's fairly even, right? It's not crooked. You don't have one side hanging over or a big bulge somewhere or something sticking out right here where it's going to, you know, get in the back of your neck and bother you throughout the day or something like that. Now, the next thing is our rain gear, which, as I said, most days I like to have towards the top so I can access it pretty quickly if there's a sudden deluge. And then last of all, I've got my conglomeration of items that I like to have, my trowel and my toilet paper and my electronics and things like that I'll put right up here on top. And again, like I said, there's plenty of room there for more stuff if I needed it. And then I'll go ahead and close this down. And if I was doing this for real on the morning of my hike, I would really compress this down really tight. And then go ahead and, you know, make sure that I tighten every one of these straps to its fullest, you know, to really make some good, to really compress it all down. Get these side straps and get it all compressed in so that it's not loose, it's one mass and it's smaller so that it's going to be more central in my body instead of top heavy or something like that. So that's the next step. And then really the last thing is my sleeping pad. And I've just rigged up a strap on the back of my pack. It works really well. It's such a light sleeping pad. I put it in there and just cinch it down. And one strap holds it just fine. Certainly there are other options. Some people like to strap it to the bottom with something. This pack actually has a brain that goes on top that also has some straps on it that you could put that on if you wanted to. This way, this pad, you know, doesn't go anywhere, doesn't bounce a lot, doesn't catch on branches because it's not sticking out above my head or below or out to the sides, so that if I have to get off trail, you know, I'm hitting things and dragging them along. So that is really it. And we've got a good pack, and the pack is fairly weighted in the center, without too much real heavy stuff on top or on bottom.